When leaving a car unused for an extended period, it's important to consider the vehicle type, environment, and storage conditions. Modern gasoline-powered vehicles, hybrids, and electric vehicles each have unique vulnerabilities. Short-term storage, usually defined as a few weeks, tends to have minimal impact. However, mid-term storage, spanning several months, and long-term storage, lasting years, introduce increasing risks. A gasoline car may suffer from fuel degradation and battery drain. A hybrid carries all those issues plus additional risks tied to the high-voltage battery and control systems. EVs, while not affected by fuel issues, are more susceptible to battery state of charge decline and thermal degradation if not maintained properly. Environmental conditions also play a crucial role. Cars stored indoors or in climate-controlled garages fare significantly better than those left outside, especially in areas with high humidity, temperature extremes, or risk of rodent infestation. When a car sits unused, various mechanical and chemical deterioration processes begin. Batteries, both lead-acid in traditional vehicles and lithium-ion in hybrids and EVs, can slowly drain. In as little as 2 to 4 weeks, parasitic current draw from clocks, security systems, and control modules can fully discharge a battery, leading to starting issues and even battery failure. EVs self-discharge more slowly, but if left unplugged for several months, the battery can deplete to a dangerously low state of charge, accelerating permanent degradation. Fuel, particularly gasoline, starts to oxidize after about 30 days. Over time, it can form varnish and gum deposits that clog injectors and degrade fuel lines. In EVs, while fuel isn't an issue, tires and suspensions still face risk. Tires can develop flat spots within a month, and as air slowly leaks out over time, underinflation becomes another issue. Brake rotors exposed to moisture begin to rust quickly, especially if the car isn't driven. Brake pads can seize to the rotors. Fluids like oil, coolant, and brake fluid absorb moisture, leading to corrosion inside vital components. Seals, belts, and gaskets begin to dry out over time, especially in hot or dry climates, increasing the chance of leaks or failures once the car is restarted. Rodent activity is another serious threat, particularly in vehicles stored in garages, barns, or outdoor areas. Mice and other small animals are attracted to the warm, enclosed spaces and can chew through wiring, nest in airboxes, or clog tailpipes and vents. Generally, a modern gasoline car can sit unused for about 2 weeks without significant issues. After 1 month, the risk of a dead battery and fuel oxidation increases. 2 to 3 months of inactivity could lead to tire flat spotting, corroded brakes, and the beginning of fluid contamination. After 6 to 12 months, many vehicles will require battery replacement, fluid flushing, and possible tire replacement. Hybrids follow a similar timeline, but carry the added complication of their high-voltage battery systems, which can degrade without proper maintenance or charging protocols. EVs can typically sit for a few weeks without any problems. However, by the 2nd or 3rd month, the SOC may drop significantly, especially if the battery was not charged to a safe storage level, typically around 40 to 60%. Without intervention, this can lead to permanent battery degradation, especially in hot or extremely cold environments. To prevent damage during periods of inactivity, owners should take several proactive steps. The most critical is battery maintenance. A smart battery maintainer or trickle charger can keep a 12V battery healthy in both ICE and hybrid vehicles. Alternatively, the battery can be disconnected entirely, though this may reset system memory. In EVs, it's essential to monitor and maintain the main battery at around 50% SOC and, if possible, leave the vehicle plugged into a slow charger to keep battery health optimized. The fuel system should be stabilized with an appropriate additive like Staubil, especially if storage will last more than 30 days. Tires should be slightly overinflated to compensate for pressure loss, or placed on jack stands or tire cradles to prevent flat spots. Fluids such as oil, coolant, and brake fluid should be fresh and topped off before storage to prevent contamination and corrosion. The exterior should be washed and waxed to protect the paint, and a breathable cover can be used to minimize dust and UV damage if stored outdoors. Rodent prevention includes blocking off the tailpipe and air intakes with mesh, applying repellents, and keeping the area clean and free of food or trash. It's also wise to avoid engaging the parking brake for long durations to prevent the brake pads from seizing to the rotors. Instead, use wheel chocks. When it's time to revive a car that's been sitting, caution is essential. Start by inspecting the tires, battery, and all fluid levels. Check under the hood for rodent damage, such as chewed wires or nests. Reconnect or recharge the battery slowly, avoiding a jump start unless absolutely necessary, to prevent damaging sensitive electronics. Check oil for clarity and appropriate level, examine coolant and brake fluid condition, and inspect belts and hoses for cracks. Inflate tires to the recommended pressure and remove any blocks or covers. Start the engine and let it idle until it reaches normal operating temperature, listening carefully for unusual noises. After that, take a short, gentle test drive to ensure brakes are functional and the transmission shifts smoothly. After the drive, inspect again for leaks, warning lights, or other abnormalities. For EVs, check battery health and let the system recalibrate during a brief drive. In conclusion, most gasoline and hybrid vehicles begin showing signs of deterioration after a month of disuse without preparation. EVs, while mechanically simpler, are still susceptible to battery degradation and tire issues after a few months. With proper preventive measures, battery maintenance, fuel stabilization, fluid care, and rodent deterrence, a car can sit for 6 to 12 months or longer with minimal damage. However, long-term storage beyond a year requires more comprehensive maintenance, including periodic inspections and fluid replacements. By tailoring your car storage strategy to your specific vehicle, environment, and expected downtime, you can preserve its condition and avoid expensive repairs later.